Hey guys, Battle Beast here with a quick tutorial on when to use HE, high explosive rounds, during your fights in World of Tanks. Now I'm in my PZ4 with the 7.5 centimeter cannon, the 40L/48. I'm not derping with the 10.5 because I don't need it, and I can't make fun of people derping if I'm using one myself. So right away I got a couple great examples of showing you when you can benefit from using your high explosive rounds if you carry them. Now, you can see I've got 70 AP rounds, 17 HE rounds. Well, obviously I don't use as many. But we do come up against certain enemies where you can. Now here I'm going to show you a little tip before I get into the HE rounds. If you look at the mini-map, you can see that, if you can see it on your screen, I'm not sure, that at D1 and 2, an entire force of enemies and an entire force of allies are fighting from one position to the other. Well, very simply, to disorient the enemy and divide our where we're firing at them from, I'm simply going to go around the other side of the building and make them divide their fire, shoot at two different positions, keep their eye on two different positions. It gets, you know, they can't organize as well, and they have to expose their sides or rear to at least one of us. So if you see a situation like this where there's just easily, you could be fighting the enemy from around another rock, where the enemies have to decide to face you or to face your allies, please do that. Do not just charge up and fight side by side every time with your allies. I mean, you're just making yourself a target for arties, and you're not causing any havoc to their thinking. They can just point and shoot and just rip you up one at a time and designate targets if they have half a decent team, and you'll just be taken out one by one. So anyways, here we come up, and I can see multiple enemies. There's a good chance, I'm thinking already, that there's going to be a tank that's facing with its rear to me, or it's a weak side, or you know, a weaker tank. So first thing I'm going to do before I switch to the HE, because they're not as reliable, is to go around and figure out what I have to shoot at. Now right away, this wasn't spotted. I want to get right on them here for you. Tier 5, the new Japanese Chi-Nu tank. Now I don't know off the top of my head during battle what the, you know, the armor exactly of enemy tanks are, but I do know two generalizations: that French tanks and Japanese tanks are more lightly armored than their competitors and opposing nations. Well, right away I know I can get my first shot on him. I can see around him. I have a full tank of red. He's got no cover, and it would be difficult for him to get into cover by the time I take my second shot, because my rate of fire, I think, is 15 with this cannon. Yeah, 15 rate of fire. And so we're going to take our first shot, and we're immediately going to press our number 3 key, which is the order I have my rounds in. I don't have any premium rounds in this tank because I don't need them. The penetration of the gun is fine. It's not underpowered like some. But so you'll notice if you look at the shells at the bottom of the screen there, that as soon as after I take the shot, we're going to load an HE round, because we are going to be able to do more damage to that tank. Now let's take our shot here and see how much damage we do. 101 damage. Average damage of our AP rounds is 110. We got kind of a bad roll, but I'll take 100 damage to an enemy, with also 110 of penetration. HE rounds, here's the drawback and why a lot of people don't like them: penetration is only 38. Now I didn't know this during the battle, but I'm looking at the stats right now of the Chi-Nu tank, and the hull armor front is 50, the side is 25, the rear is 20. With 38 millimeters of penetration, not a problem on the sides and rear. On the turret, 50, on the sides, or sorry, on the front 50, on the sides 35, and on the rear 25. Right away, there's a lot of that tank that I didn't know that I could penetrate, but I did know Japanese tanks are weakly armored. So here, let's take a second shot here. You can see this armor penetrating, or sorry, high explosive round is loading, and let's take a shot here. See how much damage we do the second time. 182. So, do you want to do 101 damage or 182 damage? Well, it's pretty simple. 182, obviously. But now, I'm going to load another round because I think I can get another shot and we can finish this tank off. Let's see what happens. He'd turn tail and run is what happened. Now right away I'm thinking he's going to try to run through. He's suiciding, but I'll chase him down if I have to. So I'm getting ready to go after him. Fortunately, Su-85, my ally, takes him out. I'm switching back to AP because who do I have to fight? An Excelsior and a KV-1. There is one of those glass cannons, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have the shot on him, because when I looked before, I did see the heavies. So I'm ready for the AP because KV-1 and the Excelsior, thicker armor, especially the Excelsior. Let's have a look here. AP round, boom, quick kill. And we're going to stick with our AP rounds, but it would have been okay to keep on them for that glass cannon. Let's fight the KV-1 with AP rounds, shooting the engine compartment, light them on fire. One more shot on the run while you're getting burned. Now let's look. I took a look at the remaining tanks on the enemy team. Japanese tank, German TD with thin armor, German scout, tier 3 with thin armor. Let's switch back to HE rounds because there's nothing there that's going to be able to really deflect. Any tank we come up against, an HE round is going to be effective, even with splash damage. I mean, because this guy especially is about 1%. So I'm going to head for him. I'm going to try to ram him, because that's what I do. If it doesn't work, he'll just get an explosive round up his butt. So here he is. He's got a little tank to hide behind. That's okay. Oh, just nicked his tracks. No good. But that's alright. No matter what. HE round, it won't bounce. You know, because just sometimes if you're that close, you could have a bounce. HE round? No. You might be able to with one of the recent updates, I'm not sure. But your HE rounds typically don't bounce as much as your AP anyway, so it's something to think about. But there you have it, a quick example of some opportunities that you can use your HE rounds and increase your damage output per shot. So hopefully you learned a little bit and you found this information useful. Please subscribe, leave your comments below, and we'll see you on the battlefield.